If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 174 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. We start by offering by far the most popular choice in the comment section of the previous episode, James Ward-Prowse, a contract to join us at the end of this season as we head into the next. We're trying to utilise some of the money we've got left with some pre-contract players. We're also looking at Ricardo Kirchner. He's obviously only 4-star skill. Unfortunately, he got upgraded to 5 stars later on in the year, and we'd already set up this save prior to that happening. So unfortunately, he's only 4-star, but still 4-star is pretty good. And Areola was the most popular goalkeeper in the comment section as well, offering him only 50k there, hoping that he'll accept it. But obviously, if possible, we'll try and get some extra money from the board and see if we can, just give ourselves enough to genuinely, definitely be able to afford to bring in at least those 3 players. If not, something else or someone else. I'm asking for 10 million from the board here. I really don't know whether they'll give it to me, but there's no, you don't get if you don't ask, so we'll try. The first game of the episode, though, is away from home against Reading in the FA Cup. This is obviously, considering we're a Barclays Premier League side, our first involvement in the FA Cup to this point this season, having obviously only being entered in the 3rd round, which is what happens with all Championship and Barclays Premier League teams with the FA Cup. It's only League 1, League 2 and all of the non-league sides that are involved in the FA Cup in the 1st and 2nd rounds, and obviously qualification rounds for those that aren't in the Football League at all. But we're starting a strong side though. Callum Wilson and Yusuf Paulsen up top. Strail Georgiev was returning to fitness. I can't remember whether I had him on the bench for this one or not. I don't think I did, but he definitely plays a part in the second game of the episode, so he's on his way back from injury at the very least. But Julian von Hark plays through Paulsen here after literally 2 to 3 minutes, and we have ourselves a 1-0 lead. Reading are not in the Barclays Premier League, I don't think, right now. I think they got promoted, but they've gotten themselves relegated again, and they are in the Championship. The CPU there, though, defending like me, sprinting towards the man with the ball, and then just missing the challenge completely as Paulsen runs around him. We're 2-0 up after 4 minutes. He scored after 3 and then 4 mins there, Yusuf Paulsen. So he's having a great game so far, until of course he gave the ball straight there to who? Nzuzi Toko, the former Cambridge United player. And then they pass it up to the front line, and Yilmaz smashes it into the back of the net. 2-1 to Reading to Cambridge against Reading. So been a bit of a hectic first half so far, but we're going to pick it off them again in the midfield here. Wendell into Timo Werner. Nice little dance inside. Brilliant turn by Callum Wilson, and that is 3-1. So they're not having the best of games here right now, Reading. I've just checked on my screen next to me whilst I'm recording this commentary. Reading are in the Barclays Premier League this season, but after 22 games, they sit bottom and have only won 2 games and lost 12. So, yeah, they are in the BPL, but they're not very good, which is why we're absolutely dominating them here. Callum Wilson again nips in between man and ball. That's 4-1 on the stroke of half-time. The pace and power of Callum Wilson and Yusuf Paulsen is destroying Reading here. Absolutely annihilating them. They cannot cope. Stand the ball up looking for a header this time. But they do get it away. Drops to Marco Polenzo, our German right back. He tries to brush off the defender. There's not a foul in there for me. He barely even touches him. It's just kind of a shoulder barge that didn't really knock Polenzo off his stride at all. And then he puts in a perfectly timed tackle to get the ball away. But the referee decided to give something for the initial shoulder charge. So we'll have a free kick here. We don't actually have a free kick specialist. We have Johannes Geis, who does have a decent free kick on him, and as you'll see, decent enough to score us a 5th goal, but we don't have an out-and-out free kick specialist right now. I'm not sure. I know in real life, James Ward-Prowse takes an absolutely incredible free kick. I'm not sure what his free kick stats are like on FIFA. Hopefully, if he does come in, then we'll be able to have an out-and-out free kick specialist inside if his free kicks are going to be better than Johannes Geis's. Although, Geis is a sought-after player. As you can see, we're getting offers in from PSG for him there. The board decided to turn down my request for 10 million. They thought it was far too much than the club could afford. So I offered the same expectations or objectives and asked for £7 million this time around rather than 10. So we'll see what they say there. Continuing to get bids in for Johannes Geis though, who obviously at the moment is my first team centre mid alongside Julian von Hark. But if James Ward-Prowse comes in and the potential for a couple of others to maybe come in over the next transfer window or two, depending on where we finish this year in the BPL and how much money we have next year to try and bring in perhaps some new players, then we might find ourselves actually moving Johannes Geis on. Having to offer some counter contracts to a couple of the players that we were trying to get, as you saw, James Ward-Prowse having a contract offer, Alphonse Areola as well having a counter offer, this time offering him £62,000 a week rather than 50, and the board have decided to give me 6.3 million. Thank you very much, Mr. Boardman. Sincerely, the board of directors. We asked for 7, and he's pretty much fulfilled that. 6.35 million will go into the transfer budget very nicely indeed. So I don't know whether to put it all into the wage budget like that, and then try and just maximise the amount of people we can get in next year, and then obviously try and perhaps sell them on and make a profit from them, or whether I should try and buy someone outright. I'm thinking I might try and bring in a couple of very, very good centre-mids like Sertic, that we saw available on a free pre-contract, and then in the next window, the summer transfer window, we could perhaps sell Julian von Hark. Sertic could replace him in the starting lineup, and von Hark is valued at like 30 million, so we could sell our 88 rated midfielder for 30 mil, who, to be fair, Julian von Hark has been pretty average for me. He might be 88 rated, but you can tell, or you can feel in game, that he is a player that started very, very low and has glitched his way to his current overall rating, because he just doesn't feel world class at all. So I am genuinely considering bringing in Sertic, who is a very, very good player from Bordeaux. I think he's at Sertic right now. We could bring him in on a free next year and then sell Julian von Hark and bring in someone else of extreme world-class quality with the money we could raise for him. Plus, that would go on top of anything else we can get in here. Because we've got some extra money, I'm looking at Santiago Arias from PSV. He's a very, very quick right-back who is decent in a tackle. I actually very much so enjoyed using him in the PSV stream that I did, or PSV career mode that I did on stream that didn't really last that long. But he was one of the players that I actually got on quite nicely with. So I am tempted to try and bring him in as well. So I am quite tempted to go with the Sertic now and sell Julian von Hark at the end of the season deal. Although, to be fair, Sertic would come next year because he'd be on a pre-contract. But still, we only think we're going to get one more season in this series as well by the time we get to the end of this particular season. Obviously, we've probably got one season plus the rest of what's left in this series, and we've probably only got one season plus the rest of what's left in the My Player as well. So we'll have to play it by ear as we come towards the end of the season after next in this series and the My Player. But for now, I think that would be the best thing to do, as far as I'm concerned. Sell Julian von Hark in the upcoming summer transfer window, and bring in Gregory Sertic now, or on a pre-contract, to join us in the summer, and he can replace him in the starting lineup, and then we can really use the money from Julian von Hark to actually properly increase the side. Like we have this year, we brought in Yusuf Paulsen, and he has put us 1-0 up again. He just cannot stop scoring. We are going to have the squad report that was supposed to be on Monday at the end of today's episode. Just wait and see how many goals he scored for us so far this season in his first year in a Cambridge United shirt. Ridiculous stuff. But they're going to come on the attack here, Tottenham, coming up the other end. They're currently sat mid-table, but that move went all the way from the right-hand side via about 5 passes to Andros Townsend at the back post the other side for him to slot it into the back of the net. Well, actually, a very tidy finish to make it Tottenham 1, Cambridge United 1. Moussa Dembele's coming down the right-hand side again this time, though. Rather than playing it across the floor into the middle, they're going to whip the cross in. It's Paulinho at the back post winning the header against Marco Polenge, and unfortunately, we find ourselves 2-1 down. Tottenham kind of doing here, to me, what we did to Reading in the previous game. We absolutely destroyed Reading, are committed to a challenge. They got nowhere near it. Eriksson squares it. Initially meant for the man on the edge of the box, I think, Paulinho. But Dembele gets it to Benteke, and how he's been able to hit that so powerfully with that sort of angle and first time on his left foot, I don't know. But it's gone in nonetheless, and we are 3-1 down, and they're going to stand the ball up into the box again here. It's out wide with Kyle Walker, and then I can't quite see who that other person is out there, to be completely honest. But Christian Eriksen's coming into the box here, try and shepherd him onto his left foot, which worked, but only so that he could pass it to Stamboui, and then Stamboui could rifle it into the top corner. So we beat Reading 5-1, and we're currently 4-1 down against Tottenham away from home. Kind of polar opposite games here, to be completely honest. Yusuf Paulsen is in behind here, and he's going to turn his side nicely with a Ronaldo shot. But Steve Mandanda, the French goalkeeper formerly of Marseille, is on hand to make a good save. And that was the last action of the game. So a 5-1 win. followed by a 4-1 defeat. So straight back down to earth again with a rather large bump, and that's only like our third or fourth defeat in the Barclays Premier League this season, I think. So we are having a good season. Marcus Hutchinson is currently going to remain to be my number one keeper. I'm not going to look to buy someone in this window, but we are looking to bring in Areola in the summer on a pre-contract. Although I could potentially use Julian von Hark funds from next summer window to try and buy someone in. It's something we're going to have to really consider over the upcoming months. But Adarabioyo continues to grow, and he looks very, very good now. I always overlook him. I never actually realise until I do squad reports just how good his stats are. But Julian von Hark's stats there, you can tell how good he is technically. But 24 goals in 21 games from Yusuf Palzen. He's been spectacular for us so far this season. But yeah, Julian von Hark, he just feels like a normal 75 to 80 rated player. It doesn't feel like he's 88 rated. So it's a tough one. It is a tough one. You guys were begging me not to do anything with regards Strail Georgiev, though, so he will definitely be staying at the club. It's probably going to be Kwesi Appiah that leaves us in the summer, again, for the second time in the series, to make way for hopefully a much younger striker, because he's getting to be 31 years of age now, I think, and his stats are going to start to drop, so it's probably time to finally say a permanent goodbye to Kwesi Appiah. We've got a few youngsters that are starting to grow. It'd be good to have Biragi and Alvaro Vadillo back from injury, and Paul Downing as well, for that matter. But for now, we are doing okay. We'll have a look at a quick look at the league table. Obviously, we can tell how many games we've lost now. That was our 5th defeat. Chelsea, however, lost their game in the match day 22 as well. So Manchester United can actually go above us and 1 point behind Chelsea if they win their game in hand. But we are very much inside the Champions League spots, a full 10 points ahead of Arsenal with 16 games to go. So pretty confident we're going to have Champions League football next year, and we are definitely still within touching distance of the Barclays Premier League title. It's going to be a very interesting remainder of this window and remainder of this season. So be sure to drop the video a like rating if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you might have missed over the past few days. There will have been an episode of the Barcelona career mode uploaded earlier on today as well, so check that out if you missed it. You guys are really showing some great support on that series, so thank you very much. I'll be streaming tonight as well. Football Manager will be on the Twitch channel tonight, and obviously I'll be streaming during the afternoons for the remainder of the week, although actually thinking about it, tomorrow is Thursday and I won't be, because I have a medical appointment, so I won't be streaming probably tomorrow at all, but videos will still go up on the YouTube channel, so don't worry, there'll still be a My Player tomorrow evening. But for now, that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.